Good morning and welcome back to Eldrana's Beginner's Tutorial. Today we're going to take a little look at farming and see how we can best gather resources in order to train recruits and turn them into heroes. So first, when we enter the game, I've been in the game already once today and cleared out some of the advertising and things, but I wanted just to lead with you what you do when you first come into the game. So as you can see, there's lots and lots of things to be harvested. So I always go over and start at the Watchtower. So let's harvest the Watchtower. And we're going to collect those. They're quite full. And you can see once again, you're not making any headways in doing raids. We will do another video on raids rather soon. But right now, the reason we're not doing well on raids is because our defense team is so small. Just to give you an example, I'm going to go into Illusivo's account here and see that he's working with a 1050 team power. And I'll just go out of here for a minute and then we'll go back and we'll go down and we'll take a look at our team powers. So we're going to open up our heroes here. And we're going to go down to Edit Team. And we're going to look at our defense team. And our defense team is 988. And the reason I know that that's the defense team is because that's what it says right there. If I had several teams, which I could possibly have, I just switch them over. I have the opportunity of having 5 teams at the moment. And each of them would have, each of them would have their own team power. But anyone that doesn't have this particular thing pushed, it's not a defense team. So you'll see that all of the other ones are not defense team. And if I were to set up a defense team, I would have pushed that. So we will do defense teams in the future as well. Okay, so let's go back to the board again. And let's harvest the rest of our crops. So we'll do our mines. And it's full, and now we're going to do our farms, and the farms are full. Okay, so one of the things that I left for you to see is that last time we were playing the game, we had recruits, and we didn't assign those to a training camp, so we're going to do that now. First, we're going to harvest that training camp. There we go, 1. And now our hero roster is full because we don't have it leveled up yet, but I'm going to go in here and I'm going to start training these recruits. So it's saying that the training is ready here. I wonder if I can do it without it's full. No, hero cap. Okay, so we're going to use some of our gems to expand our hero cap. So let's go in. I'm going to hit on this, expand 50, and I'm going to add 5 for 40 gems. Okay, that's probably not going to be sufficient. Let's see. There's 1, 2, just one was available. Okay, so now we can train some because we have 34 recruits and we're going to train those up. Let's see what we have most of. We have 4 practice swords. Remember that because that's something we're going to have to farm for. Or we have 0 backpacks. So at the moment, all we can do is we can train common heroes because they use practice swords. So we're going to use those up. So I'm going to get a chance to have 4 of those. Now if I were to press that one more time, it would show me that I was deficient on practice swords. Okay, so our aim today in farming is to get some more practice swords so that we can use our recruits. Okay, so we're going to go down to the map. And practice swords are available earlier in the game. So let's just go back down to Wrathwood. And let's take a look at where we are going to see some practice swords. So none in stage 1. I'll try stage 2. None in stage 2 at the moment. Now remember that all of those are just suggested things that you can get in that loot. Let's try 4. So there may be practice swords there and they're just not showing them to us. Okay, let's try 5. Okay, this doesn't seem to be a practice sword rich province, so let's get out of here. We would have seen it by then. Let's just see if the plane of Karelia has any practice swords. So once again, looking here, no, doesn't seem to be. 2, oh, there's some practice swords there. 3, no. 4, some practice swords there. So there do seem to be some practice swords there. So let's go in and see if we can play those. Now, just because it says that they don't have any practice swords in their initial, just because it doesn't say, it does say here, but that doesn't also mean that we're going to get it, because these are examples of valuable items in the area. But let's go in and see what we can do here. So, next, this is our team, on the best of the best. So we'll keep on going. So we're going to fight. These are our battle items. Now, are these the battle items we want? Not usually. So let's go in here. I'm going to get rid of all of these things. These are really just giving you examples of what is available. And I'm going to choose... Okay, I'm going to choose to have healing potions. So I will choose that. And I'm going to choose to have antidotes. And I will choose that. And I always like a good arrow attack, so I'm going to choose that. And, oh look, here's a super duper healing potion. But we've got a few, we've got 6 of 20 here. Well, maybe we'll just carry that along in case we need it. Okay, so let's use that for the empty spot. Boy, it's really pain. Okay, so those are the battle items that we want to have. And now we're going to go in and we're going to fight. Okay, so these are blue heroes. And blue is best defeated by green. Do we have any greens down here that we want to use for that? No, of course not. And here is green, and green is best defeated by red. And there are some red, but I've got to get to them. Okay, so let's just start seeing what we can do here. So I'm going to use these greens so that I can get to the reds. And then I'm going to get the reds. And that's that. Now, green's just not in abundant supply in that part. So we're going to just, because any of these tiles are going to power up these heroes, I'm just going to use off-color heroes to get some points. So I'm going to farm over here for a little bit. And nope, nothing here to ghost, so we'll just keep going. Okay, a little bit of yellow, a little bit of red for our healer. Okay, that took that out with off colors. Very good. Okay, so here's Silphus, and if you remember, he gives extraordinary powers to each of these. So I'm going to just show you Silphus for a moment, and he ups the attack. So we're going to activate his power, and remember we'll get little swords on each of them, and that means that power is activated. Okay, so just because he's going to be firing off first as a 1, I'm going to use Bane on him to probably take him out. There we go. Okay, and now we're just going to do some farming. We're going to do a little bit of, here's some red, we'll take out that green. Here is, I'm going to ghost some things over here just to get them powered up. Okay, that's another one. This will get Bane powered up. Let's see what we can do to get Brand powered up. So here's a blue to get Brand powered up. Okay, that's looking good. So we've got everybody powered up, and let's see if we can take out this blue with a green. So we can't, so I'm going to choose to, because I've got this jewel that's green that's going to power up the green again, I'm going to use our Derek to take out this as much as he can. Hopefully we're strong enough to do it. Okay, so now I'm going to hit the green. That powers up everybody in my arsenal again. And see if I can get a little bit more of the purple so we get Sulphus back in. Oh, look at that. It's done. Now let's see if we got any practice swords. Very disappointing. See, once again, only suggested things. This is all we did get. We got a training manual, leather strips, and metal ore. So they led us astray. Okay, let's see what the next... And it's telling us we don't have any more iron storage, but we know that. Let's see if we can just... If we get enough for an upgrade, let's do an upgrade for our iron storage. Oh, what are we? We're at 4. I was looking to see what our stronghold is. And our stronghold is 4, so we still have some room that we can do our upgrade. So I'm going to upgrade this iron storage to 4, and I have still, excuse me, another builder available, so I'm going to do the same thing to the other iron storage. And when we're finished farming, they'll be ready to they'll be finished building. Okay, back into our map. Back to here, so we're going to try the second stage and see if we, well, see, yeah, it's promising swords again. Let's see if we actually get swords. And there's our team, and now let's go. Okay, so we've got green again, so we need red. We do happen to have a red here ready to go. It's all good. Red also is going to power our healer, which is a good thing for us. There's another red I can use. Okay, I always like to keep the healer powered first if I have an option. This is red. Oh, it's just showing us that he's glowing, and so we'll do that. I don't always use them when they start, when their special skills are available, because I like to get them powered up for the last phase, which is always the boss. So, but anyhow, that's what we'll do at the moment. So some more for Brand, some for Sulphus, a little more for Sulphus. Okay, a little bit more red for healing. I'm taking little pot shots at my healer, so get everybody up to snuff. Okay, a little bit more for my healer. Oh, red on red wasn't the best choice. It was a weak choice, but the blue was a perfect choice. Okay, so here we are at my boss, and I have nothing powered up. This is not good. So this is blue, so this green is going to be useful. So I'll just do this. And that'll give me a dragon shield. Come down and do it again. I'm going to take some pot shots at me here. And I'm going to avoid the blue because that's going to power him up. I didn't ever mention this. Usually the subordinate demons only have 1 bar, and that's their health bar. But when you have the boss, you see that there are 2 bars. And the one on the bottom is his mana, and that's, as that fills up, if I were to put blue on that now, that would fill up his mana bar. But you see, the red on the top has a very little bit of health. So if I can get an off color on him, or I could get a green on him, I could take him out. He's ready to go. So I'm going to use these yellows and see if that will take away the rest of his red health. Let's see if that will do it. Yeah, that's enough. Okay, so now I've got some heroes. Let's just take these guys out. Okay, and that should finish it off. And there we go. Let's see if we got any practice swords. No practice swords. They're leading us on a merry chase here. Okay, let's go next. Okay, so blue is green. Remember, green is going to be best on him. And red is going to be best on these guys. So let's... Of course, the red's in the middle. Okay, here's a green that is in the middle. And now looks like I'm going to be farming all these reds. Okay, I'm ghosting all these reds, but that'll do too, because I will charge up my healer. Okay, so I'm going to heal everything. Because he has so little health left, I'm not going to waste one of my healers on it. I'm going to farm a little bit more and see if I can get Sothis fired up. There we go, Sothis is fired up. Okay, so green, and I'm going to take it out with this red, because there's so little health left. Okay, and here we go. So once again, just do it all over again. But I think I'll take some of these out with my specials. So there's a life one there, so that's actually, because Bran sees everybody's specials, I'm going to choose the middle one, and I'm going to do this because he will hit everybody once. Okay, so now let's put Sophie's specials on it, which will up the attack, and I'm going to take the middle guy out with Derek, and then I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to take him out with Bane. So he'll be the first to fire next. And now I'm going to ghost like crazy to get everybody fired up again. So okay, just keep that going. Brand is fired up again. My healer should be next. A little bit for Bane. A little bit for Derek. So this is sort of left behind here. See if I can get him up to these close purples. Okay, what can I do before I leave this? Okay, I'm going to, there we go. There's a Sothis purple. Okay, so we get him charged up for an attack. And now we're just going to see if we can take these out without having to use my heroes. Let's try and see what it takes out. There we go. I'm going to set off my healer. I'm going to choose the big monster. The one with the two choices here. You see he has no mana at the moment, so he's not going off anywhere soon. And he's got full health, so let's do something about that full health. So, Bran. Goodbye. Okay, now these we'll take out with, now this is blue, we have no green over here, so we're going to do it off color. And that does that. And once again, no green over here, so we have to do it off color. And the blue's going to take his own blue out. There we go. Now, did we get any practice swords? No practice swords. It's really killing me here. Okay, try this. It says there are no practice swords in this one. Or it doesn't. It gives us a chance of there not being. So tap the element if you want to learn more. Well, we already know these things, but we'll look at them one more time. So once again, fire. Fire takes out nature, nature takes out ice, ice takes out fire. And that's the triad there. And these two, holy and dark, are always working against each other. So holy takes out dark, dark takes out holy. This is just a running battle between the two. But remember, if you remember their names, it helps you remember what order will take them out. So red takes out green, green takes out blue, blue takes out red. But as I say, it's easy to remember if you go, fire takes out nature, nature takes out ice, ice takes out fire. Okay, just a reminder. And that's the game teaching you as it goes along. Okay, so what we've just learned is we've got nature here, and what takes out nature but fire. So let's see if we can get any fire up there. So if I do these fires here, it's going to take out his paw, He's just going to catch the edge of him, and that'll take him out. Okay, off colors, of course, work well too. We have nothing to go with these reds down here, so I'm going to do a yellow. Charge up Bane. Charge up Brand. Charge up Derek. Cephas, sorry. Okay, got a little cavalry going on here. I always love those, so always do regular first. Now you have to decide whether you've got ammunition to take this guy out on the thing, on the board. And there's nothing particularly going on there that we can fire. We could fire these blues, but I'm pretty sure they'll miss them. The other thing we could be doing is ghosting to see if we can get Silphus powered up for the next round. So let's see what would happen if we get rid of some of these. So let's get rid of that. Brand doesn't really need it. Maybe we'll have it. Okay, and then we get rid of this. And then can we get these purples close to each other? Don't think so. Okay, that. Powered up again. Okay, my hair powered up there. And there you go, and I see a purple that I might be able to get Silphus on. Was it enough? Yes, it was enough. That was fire. So here's Silphus. And he's ready to be extra. Let's see if we can get this guy out. Okay, so once again, our guys will do multiple damage. So we're going to use blue brand. And then we're going to follow up by going to the far guy because he got very little entirely. And then we're going to put Derek on him. And I have to waste Bane on a wolf. Let's see what we can take out. Okay, let's take a look at the tiles. Now let's see if we can get some farming done in, some ghosting done in here. Nope, can't, but I can do this, which will get Silphus going again. I really want to do some ghosting to get some. Okay. Seems everything's in the way of everything else here. There's this. Okay. And then hold off on powering them up because I'm just ghosting tiles at the moment. Too late. Okay, so I'm going to power him up. I don't have a lot of healers to power him up, which doesn't make me happy. And that's red, so we'll be happy with taking out with blue. Okay, here's green. Everyone might be red, but we don't have it, so we'll take it out with the purple. And that's it. Now, is it possible? Yes, one practice sword. All that for one practice sword. So I'm just going to go up and take a quick peek at how many. We still have 5 of 16 World Energy flags, so I actually can do at least one more hit on this because as we've noticed, it takes. So it's not mentioning anything here, which doesn't mean that that's automatically going to give us a practice sword. So let's do one more here and see what we can do. Get this guy out of the way. Okay, so we've got green, which means I need to have some red. We've got red, which means I have to have some blue. Okay, and I have a little bit of red, but on the wrong person. Okay, let's do some more color. Color work here. Okay, just get a little bit of that green. this color is going. And I like to have a little bit of red, so I'm probably okay, there's lots of Derek green, so there's some Derek green, there's something to do it. And over here, still working over in this general area because this is all the free farming and it's not powering him to hit us. So, is there anything else down there? This is blue. More, some more energy. Okay, Derek. Okay, everybody's powered up, which is great. Okay, let's see if I can get this guy out of the way. Okay, so this guy's gonna go off, and of course we don't have Brand powered up. Let's see if I can power Brand up enough to take out a few. Okay, so this guy's now first. So set this power up, and I'm going to take out two. And that makes it a little trickier for ghosting because there's very narrow spaces to ghost on either side. See, this side I can ghost, and this side I can ghost. Or maybe I can take one of these out. So, do I have some reds that are set up for that? Yes, I have one of those. Happy joy of it. Once again, I'm going into the boss without my heroes juiced up, which does not make me happy. And I don't want to. If I do blue if I do these blues against him, it'll power up his mana, and I don't want to do that. So we're going to take them over here and get some off-color yellow. Oh, anyhow. See how that mana bar is going crazy? We got him before it got to the end. That's great. Okay, so farm some of this. Ghost some of this. I don't know, I'm calling it farming today. Okay, this should be easy enough to take out. And did we get any swords? Yes, we got a sword. Maybe that's the secret. Look for the one that says it doesn't have swords, and lo and behold, there will be swords. So I'm going to go back. I've got 2 swords now. I'm going to go all the way back. All these 2 buildings have just finished, which is lovely. I think that while I'm here, I'm going to upgrade my food storage. Oh, not enough materials. And I don't want to spend gems, so I'm not going to do that. Is there anything I can harvest? And how much was I looking for to do this other food storage? 17,800, and I've got 12. Okay, so I'll have room. Do I have room to get more? Yeah, I can do more food now. So let's full quickly. How far away are we from getting our iron here? Oh, 31 minutes. Okay, well I guess we're not doing those 2 things. Unless I can upgrade something. I can upgrade a mine with food. Yes, so that's what I'll do. That'll get him working. Okay. I always try to do storage. I always try to do Watchtower first, and then food storage, and then food. Okay, so let's go back in here, and let's see if we can train with our 2 more. See, there we go. It's telling me that I have room for 2 more, because I have those 2 swords that I just found. So we'll put those in the queue. And that is farming. There are some key farming sites that we'll talk about later. Province 8, Stage 7 is, you'll be farming that as long as you're playing Empires and Puzzles. But that's it for today, and I just wanted to take you into that. So thank you for being with me, and may the Talos be with you.